Hey there, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're diving into something pretty big happening right now in Kinshasa.
Yeah, really exciting news.
You've probably heard the talk, maybe seen something online, but it's official now. Those water taxis on the Congo River, they're actually running.
Mhm.
As of today, Monday, April 21st, 2025, down at Beach Onatra. This
year.
could genuinely be a game changer for getting around the city.
It really could. If you've ever been caught in Kinshasa traffic, and let's be honest, who hasn't,
Right, we've all been there.
then this is something you'll want to pay attention to.
Absolutely. Because navigating Kinshasa, well, it's often described as a casse-tête, isn't it? A real puzzle.
That's the perfect word for it. I was thinking back to that TRT Africa piece from last July.
Oh, yeah, that one.
It really laid bare the situation. Almost 90% of transport is private operators. There's no real solid public system.
Which leaves most people relying on those minibuses often overcrowded and unpredictable.
Exactly. That story about Vivian Yuka, the vendor, having to start her day at, 5 a.m.?
Yeah, 5 a.m. just to beat the worst of the traffic. It's intense.
And the cost of those Esprit d'Amour buses. I mean, that name alone tells you something.
It really does. Fluctuating between 4,000, maybe 8,000 Congolese francs. That uncertainty is just draining for people trying to make a living.
It absolutely is. And it's not just the number of vehicles.
No, the roads themselves.
Right. That TRT Africa article mentioned the state of some roads, like between Rond-Point and Gaba and Unikin. Deep potholes, standing water.
Yeah, I remember reading about Leon Kumbahamba, the motorbike driver. Bad roads hit their earnings directly.
So when you put all that together, using the river starts to sound less like a novelty and more like, common sense.
It does.
Yeah.
Professor William Balanda called it an underutilized natural road in that MediaCongo.net piece from October 23.
A huge natural road right there. The potential to link Gombe and Incel by water, it's been talked about.
And engineer Vale Manga in that same article brought up the history, didn't he?
Yeah, that was fascinating. Reminding us that the river was the main route into Kinshasa for many people historically.
From different regions, yeah. A vital connection.
So it's kind of like rediscovering an old solution, but for modern problems.
And now it's happening. We've been covering it on Kinshasa today, especially in episode 010. This official launch today at Beach Onatra is the culmination.
Driven by President Tshisekedi's push to, finally tackle this congestion.
Which affects everyone, really.
Everyone. What's interesting is the way they're setting it up, with two kinds of service.
Right, the two tiers. You've got the bigger boats.
For $5. That sounds like it's aimed at regular collective transport, strategic stops along the road.
That could be a really viable, affordable option for daily commutes, potentially.
Potentially, yeah. And then there are the fast canoes.
Bit pricier, $25.
Right. For people who need speed, maybe more comfort, it offers a choice.
Yeah, catering to different needs, different budgets. That Congo Inter report back in March mentioned the initial fleet size. Was it 22 boats?
That's right, 22 boats with a claimed capacity of over 50,000 passengers a day.
50,000? That's a lot of people. Though you do wonder if even that's enough to make a serious dent in the overall numbers.
That's the key question, isn't it? Will it scale? But that test ride Governor Bomba took.
Oh yeah, Congo Inter covered that too. 10 kilometers in 30 minutes.
Pretty quick. It shows the time-saving potential. And the project coordinator, Thierry Katemwe, he was stressing safety, comfort, speed.
All crucial. People won't use it if it doesn't feel safe or reliable.
Exactly. Trust is key for any new public transport.
So implementation. How's it rolling out? The Onatra Director General said this is a pilot phase, right?
Yeah, starting now, but with plans to expand. Gradually bring in other neighborhoods, maybe even other riverine cities later on.
So this is just the beginning, hopefully.
Hopefully. And they're obviously calling on people, on us, the citizens, to actually use it.
Well, yeah. It needs passengers to work, to actually ease the road traffic.
And the focus on safety measures is reassuring. Thinking back to that MediaCongo.net piece again, they were already talking about the bigger picture.
About connecting it all up.
Exactly. Linking the river routes to roads, maybe even railways. Creating a proper network.
Like building new roads from the Keys, perhaps between Onatra and Maluku, connecting to the existing grid.
That kind of integrated thinking. Because let's face it, Kinshasa's had thousands of buses delivered since the 70s.
Yeah, MediaCongo.net pointed that out.
And it still hasn't fully solved the mobility challenge for this massive, growing city.
So what's the real potential impact here? What could this actually mean for people day to day?
Well, the big hope is obviously shorter travel times, less time stuck in traffic, more time for well, life.
That alone would be huge for so many. And less congestion on the roads, maybe?
That's the idea. Plus, potential benefits like less pollution, maybe stimulating some economic activity along the river.
You could feel that sense of hope in the launch announcements, couldn't you? Cautious optimism.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Especially mentioned for people in places like Ngaliema, Kintambo, Barumbu, right on the river. This could be massive for them.
Yeah, a direct alternative right on their doorstep.
It's also interesting to put this launch in context with other projects we've heard about.
Like the cable car.
Yeah, the Mongafula cable car that TRT Africa mentioned, which seems uncertain, and the big Metro-Contrain project.
Those feel further off. There's also the Rocade Road project, but that's got a 3-year timeline, right?
Right. So while those are in the works or planned, the water taxis are actually here. They're operational now.
That's a really important distinction. It's a tangible step.
It feels more concrete, yes.
Okay, so let's try and pull this together. This official launch of water taxis. It's a serious attempt to use the Congo River to fight Kinshasa's traffic nightmare.
Using a resource that's been right there all along, offering potentially faster, maybe more efficient travel with different price points.
And for you, listening to this, someone dealing with the daily grind of getting around Kinshasa, this offers a genuine glimmer of hope, doesn't it? A possibility of less time wasted, less stress.
That mix of affordability with the big boats and speed with the fast canoes could really make a difference in daily routines.
But, as they start running, you have to wonder, what are the real hurdles going to be?
Good question. Getting people to actually switch modes of transport is one thing.
Yeah, habit is strong. And will the infrastructure on land keep up, like getting to and from the quays easily?
That connection is vital. If it's hard to reach the docks, people might not bother.
And what other ideas might Kinshasa need? This feels like one piece of a much bigger puzzle, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. It's a positive step, but likely not the only solution needed long term.
We've really just scratched the surface here today.
Definitely. And we're really curious to hear what listeners think. Have you seen them yet? Are you planning to try them?
Yeah, let us know. Observe how it unfolds. Share your thoughts. It's a story we'll definitely keep following right here on The Deep Dive.